your attention at your high heart center and your sixth chakra, middle of the forehead, and connect the two, your high heart center with your sixth chakra, your third eye center. Energetically connect the two. Send energy from your high heart center to your sixth chakra and then back down to your high heart center and around and around and around until you're forming a vortex of energy or a spiral. And know that spirals are how creation happens. They first happen with a vortex or a spiral of energy, and creation comes as a result of this. So notice how your consciousness, your conscious knowing self, is being drawn into that spiral, into that vortex now. Down into it, and then coming out at your third eye center, looking out through that third eye as a window or a doorway out into the astral world. You can also exit through your third eye chakra, your third chakra, but it is much better to exit through your sixth chakra or third eye. And do so now. Go out through that window as that little ball of light, that little ball of consciousness. Then become aware of your physical body sitting or laying there, and you being separate but yet still connected to your physical body. Then become aware of your Merkaba light vehicle or Merkaba light vehicle, your light body that would appear to be either parked just outside of your body or surrounding your body. See it as a three-dimensional six-pointed star or a dual tetrahedron, and enter that Merkaba light vehicle as if it is a vehicle, and indeed it is. Move into it now, stepping into it as if a small scout ship, your own personal ship, your own light body. And once in it, become aware of all of the sensations around it, such as the spinning and the colors. Give it whatever form that you need to here to make it more and more real for you as you begin to rise up in it. Rise up, see your physical body falling down below you, rising higher up into the sky, up through the clouds. So you pass the Earth's atmosphere. And once you do so, you become aware of all of the millions of ships that are stationed all around the globe, all around the Earth. Become aware not only of the ships themselves, but the connection to those ships, your connection to those ships. Feel the consciousness, feel the life within the ships. Not only the beings that are within the ships, but for many, the ships themselves are alive. Then become aware of the New Jerusalem that is stationed far outside, actually in front of your planet, Venus. See it as a huge ship of light, huge to your understanding, not so much to ours. Be aware of the consciousness of all of the ships, the life within them, both of the people and beings within the ships and the ships themselves. Now become aware of all of the planets in the solar system. and the life within those planets, and the beings that ensoul each of those planets. And then to the sun and the solar logos, that is the being that ensouls the sun. And beyond through the sun as a gateway out into the galaxy and the many solar systems within the galaxy, the central suns of each of the solar systems, and all the way to the central sun of the galaxy. Then through the central sun of the galaxy to all out to all of the galaxies beyond, all of the central suns of all of the galaxies, millions and billions of galaxies within the universe. And then finally to the central sun of the universe, the cosmic source, the one being, creator of this universe. And the connection that you feel with this creative source, knowing that you are the creative source. You are part of it, you are it. All is in one, and one is in all. Now become aware of the many energies that originate from this great central source of the universe. The energies that go out into the universe, out to all of the galaxies, continuing to imbue all of the galaxies of the universe with life force, with consciousness, with oneness. See the energies moving through all of the central suns of the galaxies, connecting all of the central suns of the galaxies. And finally, through the central sun of this galaxy, into the solar system and down to the earth, wave after wave. See wave after wave of energy that have been coming down or are continuing to come down. But see it now from two perspectives. See it in the higher vibrational dimensions, in the fifth dimension and beyond, in these waves of energy, and also see it at the lower vibrations as well, as these waves are coming into the fourth and third dimension, helping to raise consciousness, not only here on this planet, but throughout the solar system and even the galaxy. See one particular beam of energy now coming down through all of those central suns of all of those galaxies, through the central sun of this galaxy, all of the beings, planets, all of the ships, down to the earth. This beam of energy striking the earth and spreading out as a wave of energy, a tsunami of love, spreading out across the planet, bringing higher consciousness, bringing life force with it, and all becoming imbued with this life force, this consciousness, all coming from the central source of the universe, great central sun of the entire universe. This force, this consciousness wave, moving across the planet, connecting with all life forms on the planet, raising consciousness as it moves. Seeing this as the grand awakening. See this as the event, originating from the great central source and coming through as a solar flash from the sun. All that is happening and has been happening up until this point has been a prelude to what is yet to come. See it now in all its glory, all of its love and light, spreading out across the entire planet's surface and deep within the planet's surface as well, moving into any places that are yet of darkness and illuminating those places. Any beings that are shying away from the light, see them becoming attracted to the light, as moths would be attracted to the light. See love incarnate spreading to all of the planet. The vibration of the planet increasing higher and higher, the frequency, till there is naught left but the fifth dimension and higher. The point where there is no more third dimension. There is no more illusion in the lower vibrations, but only a reality that is created by you, those of you that bring this reality with you. For you have known this reality before, many times. You are only reawakening and reactivating to the higher dimensions once again. Just for a moment now, allow yourselves to visualize, to experience, to feel what it will be like after this solar flash, after this event. What will transpire? What will happen as a result of this? How will people respond? How will they act toward one another? Will they shy away from each other, or will they clasp hands in great hugs? And welcoming not only those here on the planet, but those that come from above the planet. Welcoming your brothers and sisters from the stars, just as you came from the stars, shall return once again to those stars. So now are those that are in the stars or coming from the stars now are here to welcome you, you to welcome them. To see what it would be like as ships land everywhere. And beings, people, much like yourselves, descend from their crafts and greet all of those on the earth as the long lost brothers, the long lost sisters, the long lost families you yourselves left behind long ago to come here. See what a grand reunion that will be. As the ascended masters begin to show themselves more and more frequently here on the planet, the vibrations will be high enough then they can then be with you physically, not in your third dimensional illusion, but in the higher vibrations and frequencies of the higher dimensions. You will have arrived just as they are then arriving as well. Now begin to come back into your Merkaba light vehicle if you left it, back towards your physical body. Bring those feelings, that excitement, that joy back in with you that you felt, even if only briefly, momentarily. You felt what it would be like, what it will be like with the grand reunion. You are now in the grand awakening, looking toward the grand reunion. Come back now into your bodies. Tuck yourself all back in. Come back now into a complete state of consciousness and circulation, fully revitalized and refreshed. And I am Ashtar. And I come at this point in your evolutionary process, in your awakening process. For this is that grand awakening. This is what you all came here for. These are those times, those moments just prior to the great awakening. You are in it now, and you are moving through it rapidly, because everything is exactly as it needs to be in these moments. Even though everything appears around you to be in chaos, there will be order coming from this chaos, because you are moving through this process, and what is occurring is a separation. Yes, you must have united. You must become united. But first, in order to do so, there must be that separation of the wheat from the chaff. That is what is occurring. Some are calling it a timeline shift. That is also correct. Because those of you that are on the timeline that is in creation now, the creative process that you are in, you are creating the timeline that you want to be on. You are creating the timeline of the new higher vibrations and frequencies, moving into the higher dimensions. And yes, you will be leaving behind those that are not ready for this. But fear not that those that are not ready, those that choose to not be ready, they will be accommodated just as they need to be. And no one, and I repeat, no one shall be lost, even though they are temporarily lost to you. Even if they may be family members, they will be back with you again. For you, yourselves, have left many, many times your families, your loved ones, in many different systems, many planets. You have done this many times before. You have said goodbye, whether it was through a dying process or just simply leaving to move to a new to move, to continue on your journey. You have left them before, always to return once again, to connect once again to your brothers and sisters, to your family members, to your loved ones. For they are all a part of your soul family, always will be, always have been. And you will be back with them, even those that have left you in this lifetime, in the dying process. You will be reunited with them once again. And those that still yet may leave in that process, you will reunite with them again. You are destined, my friends, you are destined to complete this journey that you came for. You made many promises long ago, and as you know, you volunteered to be here. But those times are coming to an end. This volunteering is coming to an end. You are close to reaching that finish line. We know you have heard this before, and in your third-dimensional illusionary understanding, you wonder, well, when is it going to be? When is it going to be? But our answer to you is you are in it right now. You are at the cusp of the new awakening, the new dawn that is coming. It is already approaching now. And if you look out and look beyond the chaos, you will see the blue skies. You will see the white fluffy clouds. You will see the flowers in the fields blooming. You will see and feel the water, consciousness within the water. You will know beauty, even within the seeming ugliness. But this seeming ugliness is necessary for more and more people to awaken. That is what you are waiting for. Many of you could have ascended back in your 2012. Many of you were destined to do so. But you know that you all chose at a deeper level within you, at the higher self level, you chose to wait. So that more and more of your brothers and sisters here could ascend with you. For that is what you came here for, many, many lifetimes ago, to prepare the way for this ascension process, to be those way showers, to show the way, to prepare the way. And along the way, the systems that are in place need to be changed. They need to be busted wide open. And that one you have as the president now, the President Trump, is that system buster. He has been put in place for this. He volunteered for this. He is the one that is leading you through this transition. And all of you must give him all of the strength that you can muster to provide for him. The light, send him light. He is in need of a great amount of light now. For those of the dark forces will do everything that they can to hold him off, to hold those forces of the light off. But as you know, and as you have heard many times, and have begun to fully realize, The light has already won. And what has been started cannot be stopped. It can be postponed and has been many times, but it cannot be fully stopped. And you, those of you, the light workers and warriors, are the way, the ones that are paving the way forward. So continue to assist in any way that you can, any opportunity that arises to help others awaken. Even if you may receive those attacks you speak of, those mental and emotional attacks, you can ward that off. You can protect yourselves. You have the tools, the violet flame, the shield of light, Archangel's blue sword of truth, use of crystals, whatever it is, whatever tool that works for you, you have it to use. To shield yourself from negativity, to shield yourself from the dark forces attacking you. And in return for reaching out to helping others, you will help more and more to awaken to who they are, just as you were helped by those of us to awaken to who you are. For you are all of us becoming. You are the ones that are going to take our places. You are the ones. You are the one. I am Ashtar, and I leave you now in peace and love as we continue to watch from above, to assist whenever we find it possible. And you have many, many that are assisting and helping you. You are not alone, my friends. Never have been, never will be. We are all in this together. Remember that. We are all in this together. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Greetings to you. One of the serves here, Shoshana here. We are ready. And yes, we are all in this together, people. All as one, one for all for one. It is one happy celebration that we are coming to, we are working toward. We are ready on our side, and we're just helping to get you ready as well. Every chance we can, we help to assist you in continuing to find yourselves in those higher vibrations more and more. You get little nudges here and there from your higher selves, who are working diligently to continue to bring you along, to continue to keep you in those higher vibrations whenever possible. And when you tend to fall back down into the illusion and you let those things that are going on around you upset you and get you disconsolate and feeling like there is no hope, your higher self then comes in and whispers to you, keep the strength, dear one, keep the strength. Everything is happening exactly as it needs to. And then all of a sudden you lift back up and everything is wonderful, and you begin to see the light through the clouds, through the dark clouds. You begin to see that light peeking through, and you begin to see the rose garden appearing in front of you, and all these sayings that you have that are wonderful to See the beauty. And we say this many times over and over. See the beauty. It is all there if you look for it. The truth is certainly out there if you want to find it. And those that are beginning to awaken are beginning to see that truth. Because all of this ugliness, all of this chaos that is going on is all designed to bring people to the truth, to bring people to the great awakening, the awakening that you are already in process of, and some of you have already almost fully awakened. Not to the point of ready for ascension, but that is coming as well. So be ready here. It is coming. You are coming. Everything is exactly where it needs to be. Everything is wonderful if you see it that way. If you want to be on that timeline that is beginning to show itself more and more within the higher vibrations, then just know yourself to be there. That is all you have to do. And even when you fall back down temporarily, you can pull yourself right back up. It is not how many times you get knocked down, it is how many times you can jump back up. And we say jump back up, not just pull yourself back up, but jump back up. Okay? We are ready now for questions. Do you have questions for One Who Serves and Shoshana? You can unmute your phones now. We are ready for your questions.
Dear One Who Serves, this
Yes.
is Lydia, and
Yes.
I am in a stage that is almost undescribable. That meditation with beloved Lord Ashtar was so powerful, and I was so deeply involved in feeling my reunion with so many people on the other side. And I remember who I was and people that I left behind many, many, many lifetimes. I was in the middle of just remembering and seeing the reunion and enjoy myself. I was crying of joy. It was just magnificent. And then at that moment, he said that I have to come back. And I didn't want to come back. It was so magnificent. And I remember when he said, but you have done this. You have said goodbye to your loved ones so many times. And now you have to come back. And I knew I have to come back. And I'm not sorry because I have to come back, but yes, I am actually. But here is my point, One Who Serves. I wish, and I'm asking the beloved source to please consider a human condition on this timing, because I know time doesn't exist. I understand. I really believe so. But here we are in this 3D, and it's difficult. And this postponing and know who we are and that we are all connected and our family are waiting for us, and all this knowing about the reunion, the great reunion, that really is difficult for the ones that are here in the 3D. And I'm praying for this to really happen now, not 3 years from now. Please, that's what I have to say. I'm
Very good.
sorry.
Very good. And we will say here that what you experienced during this visualization from the Ashtar, what you experience there is just a small smidgen of what will actually occur when it happens, as we are speaking about here. But with your next advance, you are going to have a major experience of this as well. This is planned here, that those of you will be, many of you will be going home for the experience. and going back to your families and seeing them and experiencing with them and feeling with them again. And when you say goodbye at that time, you will know that it is only for a very short time period before you are fully back with them. And when we say fully back with them, we mean in the physical experience, not so much the astral and etheric experience, but fully physically with them. And that is what is planned for the next advance as one of the experiences here. So get ready, because what occurred here is going to be multiplied many times over in the advance, and then even more so, of course, when it actually occurs. Okay, Shoshana?
We can share on this. May we share, our dear sister?
Yes, dear sister. Thank you.
Our beloved sister, it is important that you see that the sense of separation is a 3D reality. There is no separation. It is all one. That which you experience in meditation will be experienced in your waking state if you choose this. The separation is a program. It is not real. Namaste.
Yes, wonderful perspective. Would there be other questions here?
I would like to, please. This is Rita. Hi. I just want to make a comment about our sister and say that I felt her. She speaks from her heart, and she is so lovely soul. I've known her for a long time in other lifetimes and in this one. And I just wanted to make a comment about her heart and how she comes from her sweetheart. Okay, I do have a question, and that is yesterday, well, I look at the sky every day because it's so blue and beautiful, but I saw light come out from the sun, and I think it came from the sun, but it wasn't chemtrails, I don't think, and it made a big V in the sky, the way I saw it. My daughter was sitting there on the porch also. We both saw it. And it was real white, and it didn't spread out like usually a chemtrail. Is there something specially that we're supposed to see in the sky from the sun or from our Creator at this moment?
What was going to happen, what Ashtar was going to speak about, but he chose not to at this point because it is left for another who will come possibly the next week here, that is going to share more about what is coming in terms of from the skies, from the stars, those of your brothers and sisters in the ships, and what they are preparing for here. And this is a particular beginning of that, and will be shared more again, as we say, possibly, very possibly in this next week you have for this call. And another will appear or come and speak to you about this. The preparations that are underway now to bring visualization, we will say, to many, many more across the planet, that you are not alone.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, Shoshana, anything you add here?
I do not add here.
Very good.
Thank
Would
you.
there, yes, would there be any other questions here? Anything further?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you hear me okay? Because I'm having trouble breathing. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you.
I often go to the Radiant Rose Academy for inspiration and knowledge, and it's been my understanding that when we reincarnate, you could literally go anywhere, any planet, any galaxy, any universe. But just recently, in listening to a discourse from Queen Anna or Queen Anna she used to be with the family of Ra, and she's from the Andromedan star system now. She indicated in her last discourse that we always return back to planet Earth, which is something that I didn't know. And so there's just a little bit of confusion there now. And could you provide some further information on that as to where we reincarnate if we have a choice, or can we go anywhere, or do we always return back to Earth?
What we can tell you is not always return back to Earth. That is not correct. But what is correct is that many of you, even those of you, the light workers and warriors, have become somewhat trapped, we will say, in terms of coming back and coming back and coming back. But you are coming back mostly because you are meant to, that this was your mission, your volunteered mission to be a part of this evolution, to experience this evolution. So even though you may want to say, I'm not going back there again, this is not going to happen, your guides assist you to follow your mission, which then is to come back again. Now, with that being said, in the times coming, first of all, as you move through the ascension process, your process of going through the death process, as you have done so many times before in a short period of time, each one, is going to certainly be lengthened. You're not going to go through that process as you have before. And when you actually do, and this is a choice when you do it, when you do, you will be able to then choose to go anywhere that you want, because your mission here will be over. But as we have said many, many times before, even though your mission here will be over, your volunteering will be over here, most of you will decide to go and do it all over again somewhere else, after a period of rest and relaxation, of course, which could be years or hundreds of years or thousands of years or whatever, however you want to look at it, because time is relative here in terms of you will not look at it in terms of your three-dimensional sense of time anymore. So after that period, whatever it might be, you will choose to go bust the system wide open somewhere else, because that is what you do. Okay, Shoshana?
We can share on this. Dear Brother Chris, may we share with you?
Yes, please.
Dear Brother, our perspective is this, that the soul consciousness is vast, is complex, it is unknowable in your third dimensional understanding. When you are no longer in the third dimensional body and you have chosen to plan your next life, your soul will direct the consciousness as to what it needs to expand its own consciousness and to become more united with source energy, you see. So we will tell you that we cannot tell you if you will return to Earth. We cannot tell you if you will live on Venus. Your soul has a clarity that is unknown to us. When you are no longer in the body, the clarity that you have does not include attachment, you see. You are not attached. So you can make decisions clearly, with much clarity, as to what your next journey will be, as it relates clearly to your soul's advancement, you see. It is vast. It is not just you. It is the collective of you, you see. Does this make sense to you, dear brother?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Very good. Wonderful. Would there be other questions here?
I have a question.
Yes.
This is Karen. And when the video first came out with George Floyd, that we've all seen so many times, and I remember watching that and something just didn't feel right, like they weren't portraying the truth. And now there's an attorney coming out that says he actually was George Floyd's attorney and that George Floyd died 3 years ago. Just wondering what you can tell us if this attorney is correct, if George Floyd actually died 3 years ago, or if the whole thing was a setup and an act, or if anybody actually even died that day of the video.
All we can tell you here is things are not as they appear to be most of the time. And it is all part of the illusion, all part of the creation of this illusionary programming system by your forces of darkness, the cabal, whatever you want to call them, the deep state now, all of these names for them, it is all the same. They are all about creating or keeping you rather in the illusion. That is what they attempt to do here, because they know once you have pulled out of the illusion, pulled out of the programming, that they have lost. You see, they know once you have awakened as a collective consciousness of the planet, they have lost. And they are doing everything that they can to keep that from happening. And this particular incident, as well as many other what you call false flags that have happened over the years here, are all a part of this. But understand that whenever one of these incidents happen, what is it that occurs? All of you have those cell phones with your pictures, your picture-taking ability, and everything appears on your internet, even moments or hours after that, because people are aware, and they are making more and more people aware and helping them to awaken across the planet. So again, everything is not as it appears, but the truth is there if you search for it enough. Shoshana?
I can share on this. May we share, dear sister?
Yes, please.
Dear sister, one must understand that this incident was successful in many ways. It does not matter what happened. It does not matter who the individual was. It is an agenda. It is a narrative, as you call it in your news, that creates a consciousness of fear. When you are researching particulars of any deep state, third dimensional occurrence, as you call it, you will never find the truth, as the truth is not the truth. There is no truth to this. There is a way to create fear, delusion, chaos, misunderstanding, and to keep all the beings that wish to move away from this third dimensional chaos anchored to the chaos. So we will advise and we apologize for our tone that you do not research this, as there is no truth. Namaste.
Thank you. And I'm not researching it. I just happened to hear that, but my research is what my third eye and my knowingness tells me, and when I watched it, I knew that it wasn't truth. So I just thought it can be helpful in opening other people's eyes if what I'm seeing is correct, if I have some kind of other proof for them to help them awaken, because me just telling them I can see with my own knowingness that this is not correct is not always enough for someone else. But if you could say, look, this attorney represented him 3 years ago, the man was already dead, that's something tangible that people can use to help awaken. So that's why I'm just curious if anybody actually died that day.
Very good.
We do not have anything further.
Very good. Then we move on. Are there any other questions here?
Yes, I do have a question.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Lydia, and I'm wondering if there is a process that you recommend for us or for me personally to start awakening or expanding the consciousness and developing uh, the clairvoyance ability so I can start having communication with divine physical beings, either from terrestrial or from the cosmos.
You are asking in terms of a personal nature here, and we are not apt to speak in terms of personal for you, but as a collective here. And certainly, those of you that are on these calls, those of you that are turning to the light or have certainly turned to the light and are finding themselves in higher vibrations more and more are going to and are even beginning now, as we find it, to experience these awakening of your gifts of spirit, or what you might call psychic powers, or even some are saying superpowers, whatever it might be. And all of this is coming. It is a part of the awakening process, a part of the ascension process, a part of the moving up into the higher vibrations. And in those higher vibrational frequencies of the higher dimensions, you will have those abilities. But understand that those abilities are not something that is coming to you for the first time. It is coming, they're coming back to you. You are reawakening those abilities within you because your DNA process is expanding into those connections that had been severed long ago here. And those connections are returning in your DNA here. And there is much, much more to this, but it is coming for you more and more to understand at your consciousness level, but not at your three-dimensional consciousness level. One that stays within that three-dimensional consciousness illusion cannot understand even the question that you are asking, how it is even possible. Shoshana?
We can share. May we ask who is speaking?
This is Lilia.
Lydia, dear sister.
Yes.
Are you requesting that we clarify your gift of clairvoyance?
No, I would just because these are of my understanding is that's very special time, and our manifestation can be enhanced with this solace and eclipse going on. So I was wondering if there is an advice that we can receive in a process, maybe a meditation or visualization to awaken and expand our consciousness, to awaken our clairvoyance ability. Does that make sense?
Do you wish to have this gift?
I do.
Do you have this gift?
Of what I'm learning and what I just heard from the one who served, yes, I do, but I forgotten.
We find that you have experienced this gift. And we find that if we may share further, we must ask permission to share further.
Oh, yes, please.
We find that you have had experiences of this gift and that your doubts have created a barrier to your gift. The one thing that we can tell you is that you must not doubt your abilities. When a human being experiences the clairvoyance, clairaudience, all the clairs, and you will experience them intermittently throughout your life. To strengthen them, you must acknowledge it and do not doubt it, as it is happening across the planet to many, you see. Does this make sense to you, dear sister?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Yes.
Namaste.
Very good. Are there any other further questions?
Thank you very much.
Anything further?
Yes, one who serves. This is Lorelei and Shoshana. Hello, dear ones. I wanted to ask, so it's come to my attention recently, certain videos of someone who's sharing stuff from all kinds of light workers all around, and they have these very intricate exercises or meditations that they want us to do. And it seems like it's very important, very imminent. And, so I start thinking, well, maybe I need to do more or whatever. And so yesterday I tried one of them, and it was quite extreme. It was like you needed to visualize light around the earth and like about 20 or 25 different colors, but each one for 72 seconds each. And it was exhausting. I'm just wondering, when we see these kinds of things, and there's tons of them, they're everywhere, how much of this is important for us to do? I mean, I understand that it might be important, but yeah, how much do we need to do in that kind of world?
That is a wonderful question here, and we would say there is no must here. There is no shoulds. It is what you feel like you are guided to do, you see. Everything is not for everyone. So whatever someone or some being that channels through or whatever might give as a meditation, as a visualization, it might be for some, but not for everyone. Each to his or her own is the saying that you have, you see. So just allow. Go with the flow here. If it feels right to you, then do it. If it does not feel right to you, then do not do it. Do not feel guilty or feel like you need to be doing something that you are not doing, because all of you are on the path. All of you are, again, as we say many, many times, exactly where you need to be. You have to come to understand that more and more. So whatever is. Go with the flow here, okay? Shoshana?
We can share on this. May we share, dear sister?
Yes, please, dear.
Dear sister.
Hello.
When an activity such as meditation causes a feeling of exhaustion, it is not the meditation for you. You see, you have degraded your energy. Instead of creating more energy, you have created a minus factor in your energy. So we will tell you to be very aware, as one who serves has given here, when any message is you must, you should. This is the way to create a higher consciousness around the planet, etc., etc. You must adhere to your own higher self's advice, you see. If a meditation makes you feel good and makes your energy expound, that is the right meditation. Anything else is a detraction from consciousness, you see. Namaste.
We would give, there are two words to associate with your meditations. Those two words, very simple, effortless effort. Effortless effort. Contemplate that. Feel what that means to you. Effortless effort in regards to meditation. Would there be any other questions here? Any other questions before we take the email questions? Then we are ready, dear Linda, sister, here.
Yes, thank you, one who serves. The first question is, what kind of challenges will we face when we get into the fifth dimension?
Looking at the fifth dimension in terms of challenges is not the way to go about this, because that is a third dimensional consciousness type of thinking here. Challenges. You are not going to have challenges as you understand them as you move into the higher vibrations. A way to look at this is you go out into nature and you are around beauty all around you, and you feel the energy and you feel the water's energy and all of this. Are there challenges there? No, no challenges there. It is only when you slip back into the third dimension in terms of, oh, now I need to make a shelter and I need to get in from the cold, or it's raining and I need to get under something to keep from getting wet, or whatever it is. That's where the challenges come from, you see. But you are not going to have those types of challenges. Now, with that understanding, also understand that as you move into those higher vibrations, you are going to have a period of becoming acquainted with the new energies, with the new higher vibrations. It is going to be a period of coming to understand what you are experiencing, what you are feeling, you see, because you are going to be relating to consciousness like you have never done here in these lifetimes here on the earth before, or most of you have not anyway. There have been lifetimes for some of you where you have experienced that temporarily here. But you are going to come to that point where it is going to become permanent, but not all at once. You are moving through a transition now, and when you move into that higher vibrational frequencies of the fifth dimension and beyond, there will be a transition period there as well. So you're not going to go from, what is your saying, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. It may take 5 or 6 seconds, you see. Do you understand this? We ask question, do you understand this?
Yes, I'm sure that that's clear to the one who asked.
Very good. And Shoshana, do you have anything you add here?
We can share, and we will say that what has been given is very clear. What we will say is that challenges are tied to survival. And survival is a three-dimensional program. There is no survival program in the fifth dimension. Namaste.
Yes. Think in terms of your chakra centers. And your first chakra is that survival center, that fight or flight type of thing. And that chakra, as well as your second and even your third chakra, are going to be greatly diminished in terms of what you are going to be focused on. You are going to be focused on the fourth chakra and above, you see. So the survival, all of that will be a thing of the past, more and more as you continue to become acclimated. That is the word we were looking for before. When you become acclimated to the higher energies. Just as you are becoming acclimated to the energies now as we continue to bring them to you during these guided meditations. You thought maybe you are just doing the same guided meditation over and over with a little difference here and there, but it is all meant for a purpose here, to continue to bring the downloads to you, the higher energies, to acquaint you and acclimate you to these energies once again. That is the purpose here for this. Would there be other question here before we
yes.
leave the panel? Yes.
There are 2 more questions from the email. The second one here is, at our attention, will our superpowers be automatic, or are we going to have to work to attain them?
think we have already answered this question in terms of there will be a transition period, just as you are transitioning now, just as you are becoming reacquainted with some of those superpowers, or those, as we like to call it, gifts of spirit. You are becoming reacquainted to them now. It is a slow process maybe, but the more that you believe it, the more you will see it. And certainly as you move into the higher vibrational frequencies, you will see it a lot more, because you will believe it a lot more. Okay, Shoshana, anything you add?
We will share on this. Those that have transcended the third dimensional consciousness, that live in a higher vibrational state, do not think of themselves as having superpowers. This is a third dimensional idea. They do not think of themselves as Superman or superheroes or superpowers. This is all from your third dimensional ideas here. So we will tell you that those that have ascended, that live in the higher vibrations, accept their consciousness and accept their ways of being. So if they wish to bilocate, they do. If they wish to levitate, they do. If they wish to read minds, they do. They do not think of it as a power. It is a way of being in those dimensions. Namaste.
And we would also add here, in relation to this, to those of you that may come across those that say they are ascended masters and they are in physical body with you and they're in the room with you or whatever, and are touting their abilities, we would say be wary of this. Because those of us that are at the point where we have mastered the illusion, mastered the physical body, we do not come right out and say that. And certainly we do not appear to you physically. There are occasions when this happens, but we do not lead groups and we do not do that type of thing to tout our ability. You see, anyone that does that, be wary of it, you would say. Okay, any other further question here before we release John?
There is one quick question. As of January of next year, 2021, will we all be microchipped?
We will say here, the plan for those of the dark forces is to do so. That is what they are working toward. That is what this virus thing is all about here, to lead to the point where you are more and more controlled. And this is a process of control. It is a process of tracking people and keeping them under their thumb, you might say. And all of this is their plan. That is not the divine plan, you see. And the divine plan is in the works. And as we have said many, many times, cannot be stopped. The path of the light cannot be stopped. The path of the darkness is already lost. Anything you add, Shoshana, to this?
We do not add.
Very good. Then we are finished for the time. Do you have any parting message here?
We do not.
Very good. Then we will release channel with this understanding. Continue, each one of you, to continue to find that higher vibration within you. Look for it, experience it. Make it your life that you are in more and more of those higher vibrations. If it takes going out into nature, do so. That is wonderful. But you can do it right within your life. It is possible here. And that is what you need to continue to work on as you continue to move through this transition, which is taking you through the ascension process and to your final ascension here. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for the beautiful, beautiful questions and answers. Thank you.